healthy and time, and you are himma to do 10, do it. You have energy, himma, and you have energy to do 10. Don't miss it. Don't pray 4 or less. If your ability to do 10, don't do 14. Allah, do 10. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam forbade on us to do beyond our capacity, ability, desire. No. So, but if you are able to pray 10, don't pray less. If you are able to donate $1,000, don't donate 900 or less. If you are able to feed 10 poor people, don't feed 5. You are able. So we have to do ibadah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to do the best, our best, based on our capacity, to do the max that we can, not more than we can. And especially last 10 night. Especially last 10 night. And especially the odd number of last 10 night. But here I want to go to the same philosophy, which is myself, it's my own opinion. Nobody can guarantee that these are odd or even, as we mentioned from before. So from here, we should pray the whole 10 nights, the odd and the even, including the odd and the even, for one single reason. If you're odd, if today is your odd, for others is their even, and the opposite. And there is another proof also from al-hadith, from shara, but it's not the place, it's not the title, it's not what I'm going to say. Inshallah, one day I'll mention it, inshallah. Al-Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as Aisha and others radiallahu anhu ajma'in narrated, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يجتهد في العشر الأخير ما لم يجتهد في غيره. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, the word of his يجتهد, she mentioned يجتهد. يجتهد, he used to do his best based on his energy and capacity and ability. Again, if you are able to do 5, don't do less. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to do a lot of ijtihad in ibadah in the last 10 nights. And we know we don't need to repeat that Rasul used to pray the whole night, the last 10 nights, and wake up his wives and do i'tikaf. All this used to do it on the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Among al-waqafat that we should leave Ramadan with, to give up the argument and fighting and to have enmities against others, especially the Muslims. Because, subhanallah, al-niza'u wal-khilaf, the argument and the fighting, doesn't bring khair, goodness. All the time, the opposite. Shu'um. Bring difficulties and bad things to Muslims, individually, groups, and the whole ummah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Anfal mentioned that clearly. وَلَا تَنَازَعُوا فَتَفْشَلُوا وَتَذْهَبَ رِيحُكُمْ. And don't fight. Don't argue. Don't split. Don't divide it. Don't divide yourselves into groups, parties. فَتَفْشَلُوا. Al-fashal is the opposite of successful. Fail. You will fail. Bring failures. And the third, وَتَذْهَبَ رِيحُكُمْ. and your strength will go, vanish. You will become very weak. And when an ummah becomes weak, the enemies, even if they are weak and weaker than us, when we saw us divided into parties, into groups, different opinions, different ahzab, they will attack us. They will humiliate us. They will look at us as small. And another example from as-Sunnah, An-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, once he went out of his house, and as عبادة بن الصامت رضي الله تعالى عنه، هذا الصحابي الجليل، he said خرج النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ليخبرنا بليلة القدر. He went out to tell us about ليلة القدر. يعني ليخبرنا بليلة القدر, to tell us about ليلة القدر. And here I want to elaborate the meaning of this hadith and some conclusion. Let us translate it word by word, then we'll go to some explanation. He went out to tell us about Laylatul al-Qadr, but there were two men. They fought each other. فَتَلَاحَ رَجُلَانِ مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Fulan wa Fulan. He did not mention their names, but he said so and so. فرفعت وعسى أن يكون خيرا لكم. The Prophet ﷺ said, Allah took it out. Not the Laylatul Qadr, when Laylatul Qadr is gonna be. And he said, perhaps this is for something good, for good reason. Then he told us, Ubadah radiallahu anhu said, then he told us, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, فَالْتَمِسُوهَا فِي التَّاسِعَةِ وَالسَّابِعَةِ وَالْخَامِسَةِ. So seek it on the 9th, 7th, and the 5th. And this hadith, ulama al-hadith wal-fiqh, they talk and they concluded a lot of things from this hadith. But my point is, An-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went out to tell them, لِيُخْبِرَنَا بِلَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ. And most likely, Allah Ta'ala alam, what I prefer among the opinions, not necessary at all to tell us when Laylatul Qadr is coming every year. No, it's not necessary. And not necessary to tell us Laylatul Qadr for sure is on the 20-something, for example. Why? Because that means Laylatul Qadr is come every year on the same day. No. So what the meaning of hadith? The meaning of hadith that year, Ubadah ibn Samit radiallahu anhu said, the Prophet ﷺ went out outside of his house to tell the Muslims inside the masjid when is gonna be Laylatul Qadr that Ramadan at that year. I believe this is the better explanation and understanding of this hadith. Not necessary to tell us when Laylatul Qadr every year, regardless if it is fixed or movable. Every year comes and give us some calculation or some equation to know, for example, the first year, his year, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or that year. I said, for example, is not that's the case. 21st, next year 23rd, the following 25, etc. And after the Laylatul Qadr comes to 29th, then comes again 21st, 23rd, 25th. For example, it's not necessary. Rasulullah wanted to tell us that. Most likely, he wanted to tell us when Laylatul Qadr at that year. Here I have two hadith, two authentic hadith. One of them narrated by Ka'b, Ubay ibn Ka'b radiallahu anhu. He said Layl al-Qadr is on 27th, and he used to swear that Layl al-Qadr 27th. And another hadith, I forgot the Sahabi radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he said, and I mentioned from before, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw himself prostrating between al-ma'i wa-tin, between the water and the mud, and that happened exactly when they, as-Sahaba and Rasulullah were in the position of prostration. It was raining, and as we mentioned from before, the Masjid al-Nabawi, no roof, the water and the rain comes inside the masjid. And when Rasulullah finished his ruku', his sujood, as-Sahaba radiallahu anhu saw the mud on his forehead and his nose. After days, the Prophet ﷺ told as-Sahaba, do you remember that day when the mud, and he came to, we prostrate on mud? He said it was, and Laylatul Qadr was on that day or that night. And the Sahabi who narrated this hadith, he said it was the 23rd of Ramadan. 23rd of Ramadan. So that means at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at least with these two authentic narration hadith, it happened on 23rd and 27th. And this is the opinion of the majority of as-Sahaba and the majority of Tabi'in and the ulama, that Layl al-Qadr is not in fixed night. But this is the opinion of the great Sahabi, Ubay ibn Ka'b. He said it's 27 fix all the time. Here, another things I'd like to say in this regarding Laylatul Qadr. And by the way, tonight is 25th, tomorrow 26th, Laylatul 27 is going to be after tomorrow. Inshallah, we'll do a big, inshallah, I said inshallah, big event, and inshallah we'll do some kind of fundraising, because the good deed in this night, it is something huge. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the best prayer after the mandatory prayer is to pray في جوف الليل, in the deep night, inside the night, the prayer, night prayer. And the best sadaqah after الزكاة المفروضة, it is مفروضة, is صدقة في Ramadan, is to donate in Ramadan. Inshallah, we'll prepare and we'll announce and we'll inform you, inshallah. But my point is, why this great Sahabi, Ubay radiallahu anhu, Rasulullah sallallahu prescribed him, أقرأ أمتي Ubay. Ubay is the most one in Ummah, in my Ummah, recite Al-Quran, the top number one in reciting Al-Quran. Why he used to swear? He swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in 27 every year. Unless, I said this is my own understanding, unless he heard something from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And maybe at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I said all this is maybe. Nobody can guarantee anything for sure. Maybe the Ramadans or 10 Ramadans Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam fasted. Laylatul Qadr used to go every year in different night. Maybe, I said again, maybe highlight it, underline it, and focus on it. Maybe Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there is something fact. Sometime Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to tell some secret to some Sahaba. He told Abu Huraira something. In the authentic hadith, حفظت عن رسول الله جرابين من العلم. I learned from Rasulullah 2 jar of knowledge, 2 containers of knowledge. One of them, بثثته بينكم, I spread it all around. The other I cannot. Asked about that, he forgot. He did not. Right? So the point is, Al-Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, وَعَسَى أَن يَكُونَ خَيْرًا لَكُمْ. Now, if we want to discuss the issue of deen, of the matter of Sharia, Al-Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, not to appoint Laylatul Qadr, when is it? When Laylatul Qadr is better for you. Not is better, is good for you. Khair huna doesn't mean better. Afdal is better. Khair yani that's good for you. انتبهوا. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, he did not say better. يعني هذا أفضل لكم. He did not say أفضل. He said ذلك خير. That's still good for you. It is good for you. And we know what's good. What is the goodness here? Tomorrow, the whole 10 nights, instead of praying only one night. I said maybe Al-Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam begged Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it in fixed night. And maybe he told Ubay, and Ubay doesn't, by the way, this hadith Ubay is mawquf ala Ubay, not marfu' lil Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And I have strong belief if Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam told him that he make it mawquf on him purposely. It's not by accident or he did not say, no, purposely. He didn't say qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So in this case, if I said again, the theory, it is all this is theory. If the theory is true that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam told Ubay, from now on, Laylatul Qadr is on the 27th all the time. From where myself I conclude this, because no way a Sahabi, regardless, rather than to be a great Sahabi, rather to be a knowledgeable Sahabi like Ubay, to swear by Allah, ولا يستثني. I don't know if you know what ولا يستثني means. Yani he didn't say inshallah. When the Muslims say wallahi without saying inshallah, that means confirmation, confirm and affirm the swear. No way Ubay swear on something if he didn't have some knowledge. But he didn't say قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Again, I have strong belief purposely he didn't say. But only it is enough for us for him to say wallahi and swear. One more minute. So we stop here with waqafat. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll talk more, or we'll continue same subject. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from us our good deed, siyam, qiyam, qira'at al-Quran, sadaqah. If you can see at the screen, zakat, zakatul fitr, zakatul mal, and donation. Donate generously online, or if somebody want to go to the Islamic Center of Charlotte, ICC, Masjid al-Tawbah, is open between 5 to 7 to receive your sadaqah. And by the way, if you go there and the gate is open, the door is open, and nobody is there, no problem. We have maybe 10 boxes. And there are also signs, this is zakatul mal, this is zakatul fitr, this is general sadaqah. جزاكم الله خير وتقبل الله طاعتكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته وإفطارا شهيا.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا